Good afternoon from the Montana Water Utilization Learning Center. My name is Brian Olson, manager of the site, and I'm out here with Mark Ryman, agronomist for the center. And today we're in the disease classroom, and so there's lots of things for farmers to see. We've got northern corn leaf blight, anthracnose stalk rot, fusarium stalk rot, and right now I've got Mark over here, and he's holding a leaf that's got some various diseases. Mark, so what are you showing here?
Well, this is one of the the common things we see out there this year, and I happen to pull a leaf out that we've got both bacterial leaf streak, which is a disease that's kind of been on the radar since really 2015, 2016, and then it's also got gray leaf spot on it, and that's one that's been around a long time. And when you look at it, it looks like it's just got a lot of brown spots on it. And so you really have to dive in, take a look. You can see the bacterial leaf streak has these very elongated kind of lesions with wavy margins to them. And as the name implies, it's a bacterial disease, so a fungicide really won't provide you a benefit. But if you study the leaf really hard and don't just write it off as, it's all bacterial leaf streak, you can also see what we'd call some kind of prototypical gray leaf spot lesions in there. This one here, you can see it stays between the margins. We really don't have those wavy edges. There's a slightly darker spot in the middle, and then you've got those edges that are also very square. So it forms like a kind of a long rectangle there on the leaf. That one's gray leaf spot, and if you see a lot of that one, that's where you're thinking about those fungicide applications.
And so fungicide applications for gray leaf spot depend upon the stage of growth and then obviously the susceptibility of the corn product. At this stage though, the corn product is obviously in the reproductive stage, and there doesn't seem to be enough out there to really justify application. So that is something that as we move forward, the corn, if we're south of central Nebraska, is moved on past where it would really make sense for most applications of trying to control gray leaf spot. But again, it is important to go out there and understand what kind of diseases you got. And so understanding that we've got bacterial leaf streak and then also gray leaf spot on the same leaf is important when it comes to management in the future and being able to use a fungicide in the correct situation.
Yeah, because if you just walked out here and you said, I got lots of leaf diseases, I mean, you'd say, well, I need a fungicide is really going to benefit me, but in this case, it's not going to do the job against that bacterial leaf streak.
Yeah, because the majority of this, you see that leaf right here in front, the majority of that is bacterial leaf streak. All right, I think we will head over to another spot in the field and look at some Physoderma. All right, so here we are in a different part of the Learning Center, and Mark went in to find a plant with Physoderma. It looks like he's got something here, Mark. So what are we looking at here?
Well, going through the field, just notice a few stalks where you've got these little kind of black spots, and they can be, kind of all around the leaf, really on the leaf sheath, and you can sometimes see it in the midrib like we have.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, right in here on the auricles. Kind of just all up and down, and you can really follow it down that stalk. There's these little black spots all the way down, even here at this basal leaf. And then what we're really concerned about with Physoderma is what it's doing right here, and it's starting to cause a stalk rot or a rind rot around the base of that plant. And what we're really concerned about is in the fall, essentially if you get a wind or something like that where it's rotted all the way around this rind or made it really brittle and weak, you get a wind and it pops right off and the plant comes totally unattached from the base. So that's a concern, and the pith will still be very healthy in there. You can tell it's not a typical stalk rot. Southwestern Corn Borer does a similar thing, but it'll chew up the pith in there and you'll be able to really tell that difference between it.
So it basically affects the lignin in the plant stock and then weakens it, and then right down there at the node and pops that right off at the end of the growing season.
Yeah, really just right below those brace roots. It makes that stalk weak and it can pop off. The other sign that you can see, and I don't see it on this plant, but you can see some kind of almost orange rusty like small lesions in bands across the leaf. I'm not seeing it in here. We're seeing more of the symptoms of the black dots up and down the leaves, and then the rot down there at that first node, which is actually what really concerns you.
Yeah, so if a farmer's walking through the field and sees those black dots, he should be looking down there at that base of that corn plant and seeing if he sees that blackening go around that node, and if he is, should be planning on harvesting that corn first as it gets close to maturity in order to prevent it from snapping off later on.
Yeah, just once it pops off, it's unharvestable that way.
Okay. Well, with that, we'll wrap it up, and we thank you for your time, and we'll talk to you in the future about other agronomic topics.
This video was produced by the Monsanto Water Utilization Learning Center.